Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Rannazzisi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Rannazzisi. Lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Rannazzisi. What's the odds? 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 What's
So much Game of Thrones.
You're just watching all of them?
Non-stop.
Just seeing how long we can
I
let the
told you
theme
what I'm
song go
feeling.
this week.
I just watched the last season.
But that's not as fun.
No.
Let's do this,
You
Emma.
understand, dude? It
I don't
is.
think I've ever heard the theme song go this long.
You understand, dude? It is.
It's still going.
I'm the guy.
Are you
It's
still
actually-
going?
a long one.
It's a 15-minute theme song. Steve just doesn't
Jesus.
let it play through.
Jesus, do you talk
just
about
says, "I'm the
all of
guy,"
Game of Thrones
9 million
on
times.
do you
I'm the
summarize
guy.
whole?
That was made when we were still deep in the Game of
We
Thrones
were
game.
really deep into Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That was when I was
Are you
rewatching
done-
the entire series.
Are you done watching it?
We gave up. We saw the last episode of the like season 8, the final episode, and we had only gotten through like season 7 rewatching, like
Okay.
episode 1 or 2, and we are like, fuck it, we're not gonna.
Okay, because you told me like you really had high ambitions to finish the whole series in
Yeah,
like 2
gave
weeks.
up.
I'm like, there's no way
Gave
anyone
up.
can.
We did our best though. I mean,
don't blame
season
ya.
7's pretty good. But welcome to What's the Odds, everybody. Steve is still in British Open country. He is at a show. He's going to be Skyping in about 15 minutes. So if you guys want to call, we'll take calls for a little bit and talk fantasy football. What's the number, Emma?
It's 323-282-7424.
There you go. So if you guys want to talk, I got Lucas Hirl here, and
be here.
he's going to talk about some Hard Knocks. He's been watching Hard
That's
Knocks.
all I'm watching, man.
Which I have said in the past, I avoid watching Hard Knocks because it gets me so excited about that team, and then I just want to draft every player. I don't watch it until after my drafts are done.
I wonder how many teams made the playoffs after being on Hard Knocks. It can't be many.
No, they always pick like the bottom, whoever finishes in the bottom 5. I think that's how it works, is the bottom 5 teams the previous year, one of those teams is selected as the next year's Hard Knocks team.
Right.
So Oakland was in the bottom 5, and they got it. I think the Giants were also contenders.
Okay, they had some storylines.
Yeah, which, by the way, we'll talk to Steve when we get him on. Did you see Baker Mayfield's comments on Daniel Jones?
Yeah, they're stupid.
I thought it was great.
Why is he making news with this?
Well, they're blowing it out of proportion because he didn't say anything that bad. He was just like, oh, I'm surprised. He didn't be like, that guy sucks. You know, why would they're fucking stupid for taking him. It was just, it's surprising to me because they took him so high, and normally at that position you want to take a winner, and he was 17 and 19 in college.
Yeah, but like Patrick Mahomes was 14 and 16 in college.
Yeah, I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule. But he
I-
didn't say anything that the media and Giants fans weren't saying before he said it, and then he said it, and now they're all defending. So, I
Right.
mean, the best tweets I saw were ones that were saying Baker Mayfield just united the Giants and probably made them a better team. Because he made those comments, and now all the fans and the team, they're rallying around this guy who probably shouldn't have been drafted that high, and he might end up having a great season, and they might be much better than we thought they were going to be.
We'll talk with Steve, but he looked perfect in his first 2 games.
He really did.
So the draft experts don't know what the hell they're talking about.
No, I mean, there's always exceptions. That's how Tom Brady falls to the 7th round. That's how Drew Brees didn't go in the first round. Russell Wilson didn't go in the first round. I mean, how many Super Bowl MVPs in the last decade actually were drafted in the first round? Probably not many.
I'd say a fair share, though.
I'm sure a fair share, but
That's why I
not
love the
as many
draft.
as
Half
not as
those-
many as the
But-
ones that weren't.
Brent, my favorite thing with the Raiders being on Hard Knocks, though, is you can tell Gruden doesn't want to be on Hard Knocks. Like, I get the impression that there's some heavy editing going on
Yeah,
with HBO because
but he loves the camera.
that's
He
why half the
loves
series,
the-
half the show is him, and then
I wonder if he's much meaner, because I did watch the first episode, and I wonder if he is much meaner when the cameras are turned off. Because it seems like, you watch these shows, especially like when they do the road to the NHL Classic, like the coaches, they just curse and they're fucking mean. And he just doesn't seem like he's cursing at all. He seems like he's just like, oh, he's in a good bubbly mood.
well, you said he's not Chucky anymore. You're right.
No, he isn't.
It sucks. I want Chucky.
He became that analyst guy, and now he wants to be buddies with all these players. And I don't think he's not a symbol of authority anymore. He's
Right.
just like this kind of cool,
Right.
kind of quasi-celebrity to them.
He had the QB coach camp.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not as fun anymore.
So he knows all these guys well, and they like him, but he's not going to be that guy that when he yells at them, they're really listening.
Yeah. I was talking to Brenton Schaub last night,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about when he tried out for the Bills. And I'm like, do you remember the coaches? He's like, yeah, Duran. I'm like, oh, good old Dick Duran. Like, he was too many of these coaches, Brenton, are player friendly. They want to be buddies with their players. Is there a hard ass coach in the NFL anymore?
Yeah,
Who?
Belichick.
That's true. Is
And he doesn't even have to yell to scare the shit out of you. Belichick's like the boogeyman.
that why he wears the hoodie?
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
Like these guys, they all have to have, like, they have to do their hair. They have to be like, they have to have a look, and they have to be like, he just fucking doesn't, he probably doesn't shower before games. He just rolls out of bed in his hoodie and his sweatpants and says no more than 3 words. And every single player is just at attention. They're all like trained dogs on the Patriots.
God.
I mean, he is far and away the best coach and the scariest coach.
Damn. We were talking before air about the highest rated Buffalo Bill. I'll give it away to you. It's Micah Hyde, the free
Okay.
safety.
Yeah.
He's rated an 86. He went to University of Iowa, so
That's why you know and love him.
that's why I love him. He was a free agent acquisition from the Packers, but their highest rated player is an 86 on the Bills. I still feel good about the season.
Yeah, I mean, they look good in the first 2 preseason games.
Yeah, and that's all we got to judge by.
On all sides of the ball, except Hoshka was a little shaky, but, you know, he's reliable in Buffalo. He knows how to kick with that swirling wind, and he can play in the cold, obviously. So I'm not too worried about Hoshka, you know, not being ready for the season. But everyone else looked great.
Yeah.
And that little Wade guy, he looks fucking awesome. He's going to be a good, like, throw him in and do an end around or put him in, you know, just to change a pace. So I hope he makes the team.
I think the Bills also need that player that riles fans up.
Yeah.
You know, if he makes a big play, that place goes crazy. Momentum shifts.
That's what Wade did in the first game. He
Yeah.
had that 65-yard run, and then against Carolina, he had that little drop-off dump pass and just took off. He's a little rugby guy,
Yeah.
little English rugby, but he looks great with the football.
Oh, I can't wait.
Greg Riley says, I think it's the tight end for reals. What do you mean, Greg? Call in, guys. We're so lonely.
Hey,
We're
but-
so desperate for calls.
Someone
No.
tell me how fantasy works so I can do it.
So basically, you get points. You draft players, right? Individual players on your team, so they can be players from different teams, and you make up a team where you have a quarterback, you have wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, kicker, and defense, and you get points based on, say, the wide receiver catches a pass and then runs so many yards or scores a touchdown. You get points based on the amount of catches, yards, touchdowns, etc. So it's just you go head-to-head against one person each week. You set your lineup to who you think is going to have the best game, and you just hope that you score more than the other person.
I'm just going to like free ball it.
And you're going to win, Emma.
Beginner's luck or something like
Seriously,
that, right?
everybody that wins it will win it in their first year when they know the least.
Oh, Greg thinks the Bills' tight end's going to have a big year. Who
Which
is our
one?
tight
Yeah,
end?
no,
we don't have a tight end.
Two of them are injured. There's a
We
fourth
have
round
no
pick.
tight end.
I went to Cowboys camp last week on Wednesday, and I saw Witten
Mm-hmm.
and saw like
But didn't he retire?
no, he came back.
Are you kidding me?
No, he's back.
I
Did
thought
you
he
listen?
I thought he retired and he was like doing a cushy
Monday
commentator.
Night Football job. Yeah, he wasn't very good at it, so now he's back commentating.
So he's just going to play football for
Yeah.
another 10 years?
For sure. He was way better at football than he was at commentating. And he took a lot of crap.
Oh, yeah.
So he's back. Cowboys have a lot of storylines, but there was like no contact in their practice. There were 2 fights,
Mm-hmm.
but then other than that, like it's so soft now.
Well, I think they have rules too.
They have insane rules.
But they have rules about how long you can put pads on and actually practice in the pads, like in the daytime with sunlight.
Yeah.
Because multiple players have died, and they have rules about when you can start hitting someone. And I think that has to do with the players union, because
Wait,
they
players died like on the field?
There was one in 2001, Corey Stringer. He's a tackle for the Vikings.
There have been college and high school players that
Yeah.
have died, so they're very careful
Yeah.
about that, the heat exposure and exhaustion and stuff, and just random, heart defects or whatever that you don't find out about until after you're dead. But I also think it's part of like the players union negotiates that kind of thing, because the more hits you take, the more wear and tear you take on your body, the faster you're going to break down, the less you can play, and ultimately the less money you're going to make. So they don't want you in pads doing full contact in practice. They want to save that for the game. And I remember seeing a story on this college team that it was a smaller school. It was like D3 or something, but they were always undefeated. They always won everything. They never hit in practice.
Really?
Not one practice did they wear pads, and they never hit. They just went through the motions. They kept all the players healthy, and when it came to game time, they all just went off.
Do you know what else amazed me was those dumb stretches that we do in like Pop Warner football?
Mm-hmm.
Like laying on the ground and crossing one leg over the other and all that crap. They still do that.
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to. That's
warming
warming up, Lucas.
I don't get what you get out of that.
We're not in Iowa anymore. You got to warm up the body.
It's so stupid. They're all laying
Baseball,
in the ground.
Go to a baseball game early, watch the players. They're doing yoga, and they're doing those exact same stretches. You got to.
Are they doing the arm circles?
Oh, yeah.
The pitch.
You
oh,
have
yeah.
to. You got to warm
up. And then
up.
the reverse?
Yeah. You got to warm up. They're doing that.
I just
They're
like to
doing
go right in.
Stretching out the back. They're doing the raising the legs and the hip flexors
The
and stuff.
appetizers of exercise.
They're doing everything, because you got to stay loose. It keeps the body loose. It keeps you healthy. That really does, especially a long season, it really does affect
That's
things.
true. Emma, that's the other messed up thing about fantasy is it really is 50% luck. Wouldn't you say?
I'd say it's more than that.
Yeah.
I
You're
mean,
really
so
good
I got a
at
shot.
knowing who to take and play. It's all a guess.
Yeah.
Because you could have, Ezekiel Elliott as your first pick, and he could be going up against the 32nd ranked rushing defense, but then Zeke twists his ankle and he's only got 2 carries and 5 yards, and then a guy who wasn't even drafted could just be thrown in and get 3 touchdowns and have 200 yards. I mean,
You can't twist your ankle if you don't play.
he's gonna play.
If we're drafting this Sunday or whatever, I wouldn't take him. If he's still holding out,
I think we're doing next Sunday.
I know we are, but I could see him like missing 2 games. And is it worth it?
Yes, absolutely.
To still have him?
Yes.
That's crazy.
If you can't
for a top 5 pick?
if you can't survive the first 2 weeks, then you didn't draft a good team anyway. And that's a fact. But he's going to outproduce almost everybody. So absolutely. If you're like in the 8 through 12 in a 12-team league and he falls that far, you fucking take him and hold on to him, because he's going to sign. He's going to come back.
I hate the
It's just a
Cowboys.
matter of when.
I hate the Cowboys so much, though, that Emmitt Smith held out 2 games into the 94 season, and that's the second year in a row they beat the Bills in the Super Bowl. So I don't want this to establish.
Yeah, if anything, he's staying in shape in Cabo. So that's 2 games where he is still feeling good, and he's coming into that 3rd game super hungry, and now he has something to prove. Like, if he gets the money he wants, he's going to come in and he's going to fucking eat everything. He is absolutely, I would consider taking him first overall still.
All right, before this episode's over, can I try to convince you to watch Hard Knocks?
I'm going to watch it after. I watched the first episode.
Okay.
But I can't keep watching it because it's just going to make me want to take Raiders, and I don't want to take any of the Raiders. I think the only guy is that the running back, the rookie running back.
Yeah, Brandon
But
Jacobs.
I would only take him if he's
not-
like a late rounder and he's still
That's not his
sitting
name.
there.
He won't be a late rounder. He'll be a top 3
Maybe
rounds.
Tyrell Williams.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe Derek Carr is my backup quarterback if I only have to use him for 1 week and it's against a really shitty team.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'd still take Brown in the first round.
Josh Jacobs.
I'm an
Thank you,
idiot.
Michael.
There you go.
Josh
I said
Jacobs.
Brandon Jacobs. I'm sorry. But one aspect I think you'd really like is Nathan Peterman is competing for a backup quarterback job. So,
No.
like all the Gruden yelling, half of it is Nathan Peterman.
How is he still in the league?
He's 6'7" or some shit.
This is just because he's a giant man.
He's a
but
giant man
He's
that
a giant man that throws interceptions.
at record paces.
Yeah.
We saw him throw 5 interceptions in one half.
We were at that game against the Chargers where he threw 5 interceptions on, 12 passes?
Is that how few it was?
It was that few. It was like 12, maybe 14, and that's giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I
Yeah.
think it was 12.
I think he
He completed more interceptions
Yeah.
than he did actual passes in the first half before they pulled him, and we lost, what was it, like 50-14 or something?
That's when you know you're a fan. We stayed for that whole game.
Well, I was sitting behind the Bills bench, and everyone was cheering to put in Tyrod.
They finally did.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
God, that was awful.
Yeah, but it's so much fun watching Gruden yell at him.
He's a shitty player.
But he's fun for memes and GIFs.
I guess, but I'm happy to be rid of him.
But I would not take Zeke. Never with the first round pick.
I would take Zeke before I would take Saquon Barkley.
Really?
Yeah. Because I think every defense is just going to load the box because who are you going to throw it to?
And then your strategy is take tight end early.
I want a tight end early because I only think there's 3 in the league that are going to produce anything. And after that, it's like, okay, hope for 4 or 5 points. But you got tight ends who will get you like 12 to 15 to 20 points, maybe more a game.
Right.
If you take Kittle or you take Kelsey or you take Ertz. But everyone else, it's like maybe I get 4 points. So that's a huge deal. I mean, the disparity between the production level of the quarterback, the running back, and the wide receiver this year, it's not going to be much. There's the depth in all those positions, and you can find value everywhere. Tight end, it's just like 3 guys.
It also, but like with the Zeke situation, Brenton, it makes me mad that Jerry Jones tried to get Roger Goodell fired. He was defending Zeke so much over that suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's gone to bat for him so many times.
And now he won't pay him.
He'll pay him, but he has 2 years left on his
Pay
deal.
him. He doesn't want to pay him.
They just signed their second best or maybe their best linebacker yesterday, and they got a bargain deal.
Mm-hmm.
They signed Jalen Smith for less than he was worth. Because Jalen said, I want to be a Cowboy. I grew up a Cowboys fan. He was supposed to be a top 5 pick. He injured his ACL in the championship game, fell to the second round, missed his whole rookie season. He's like, the Cowboys took a chance on me. He's an anti-Willis McGahee.
What'd they sign him for?
It was 5 years, $65 million.
I mean, he's still making $65 million.
He still is, but like he would have made 80, I'd say, on the open market.
Now, yeah, but fuck, we're in the wrong business.
Yeah, for sure. We should have been linebackers.
$65 million.
I tried to bid on
and
saves
that's
last night.
me going, I'm being loyal to my team, and I'm taking a pay cut. Just give me $65 million for 5 years, and make 60 of that guaranteed.
Dude, but NFL players are going to make so much in the coming future.
Yeah.
They're talking about Dak Prescott signing between 30 and 40 million a year.
How many years?
Probably 5 or 6 at least.
He's worth that because quarterbacks last longer in the league. Running backs, it's harder. Zeke has to get paid now. And that's why the rookie contract's kind of bullshit because running backs just don't fare well after they turn like 26, 27. So they have to get paid right away. And because of the rookie contract in place, I mean, you really can just go, no, I'm not going to pay you that. Go ahead and be a free agent and then pick up another rookie because there's so many talented ones that keep coming up every year.
Would you take Le'Veon Bell, the first-round pick?
I would not.
I wouldn't either.
I would take him second round if he falls that far. But I wouldn't take him. I have no interest in Saquon Barkley, even though I think he's immensely talented. But I think they're just going to load the box, and he's going to have a good year, but not like – he's going to be like Leonard Fournette, where he was like the guy, and then the next year they just loaded the box, and then he couldn't do anything.
But I thought they loaded the box last year.
He was mediocre. He had a couple of good games, but he was also – wasn't he hurt last year?
Saquon?
No, not Saquon.
Oh, Fournette.
talking
No,
about Fournette.
Fournette was terrible
I think
last year.
Barkley is going to have a down year just because if they do end up putting Daniel Jones in, he's going to have to kind of learn the NFL speed. He's going to have to learn the offense. He's going to have to build chemistry with these guys. And there really isn't anywhere else to go other than either dump it to Saquon or put Saquon up the middle.
Daniel Jones was born with NFL speed, Brenton. I will not underestimate this guy anymore in his career.
It's been 2 preseason games.
He looks
you need to calm down.
fantastic.
Okay,
he
then-
looks fantastic.
Then you draft him.
You know what? I will. I'll make a point.
Bullshit.
What round should I draft him in?
The first round.
I don't have. That would be very funny. Is that funny? Yeah, that might be worth it.
I took a kicker
You did. You took
Was it
Cundiff.
3 years ago?
You took Billy Cundiff, and
In
you
the
almost
first round.
like you still finished.
I was a top 5.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you
Yeah.
that, first round picks are all bullshit because how many guys get hurt?
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you've drafted a guy in the first round and then he's out for the year.
Yep. Like
So-
Emma Brenton's really good at looking at the waiver wire.
What's a waiver wire?
Exactly.
See? That's how you win fantasy football. It's all the players that don't have teams. So you make a claim on them because the NFL is full, it's the parity is so good that there's players that are going to be top 5 finishers at their positions that probably won't get drafted.
Yeah.
So if you're just like,
It's all a crapshoot, Emma. I mean, literally just make sure your players aren't injured and put them in to start, and you're probably going to do pretty well. We'll print you out a cheat sheet. It'll show you the rankings for all the players. Just draft whoever's the highest ranked that's, up next when it's your turn, and you're actually going to probably be better than half the guys that are in the league that know what they're doing, because no one really knows what they're doing.
Is
That's why
it
it's a
cheating
fantasy.
if my boyfriend helps me do it?
Absolutely not.
Cool.
I would love if Dorfman was
Yeah,
here for this.
Dorfman said he'd help me.
Yeah.
but it'll only make you do worse probably. Like just choose names
Yeah,
that
he's
you
gonna
think.
he's gonna overthink it.
I don't know. I don't know any I don't know any players. I don't know
need
names.
to
I
know
don't know what
any
anything
football.
is.
Yeah, they'll literally rank the players for you, and then you take the highest one
Yeah.
available.
Wait, like the app does it for me?
Yeah, it will if you just didn't put in a pick, but don't do that to the rest of the league. Don't be
Okay.
that person.
Okay, I won't. Be
There's
that
certain
person.
people, and the other fun thing is it's a way to prove you're better than your friends. That's the big draw.
I'm coming into it
I
thinking
don't
I'm
know.
already the worst, so I'm pretty sure this is gonna go great.
I don't know how many more things we have to do before I prove I'm better than Steve at literally everything.
Yeah, how many bets you got to win? What's your bet record this season? And you go by.
That's a good question. If we went back and listened to all the episodes, I'm sure. I mean, Steve's bettered me in a few things, but of late, I've definitely been on kind of a hot streak.
And you're still training, or is your
Oh, I'm still training. Yeah, I'm still running. Like I'm ready. If
And
we
he-
did it tomorrow, I could fucking do it, and I would be pretty quick.
and he's doing a show in Edinburgh right now.
Yeah, he's in Scotland doing the shows, and he threw out his back. He's got like nerve pain in his back. He literally can't walk right now.
He has like a sciatic nerve.
Yeah, so he's got to get a
Flare up.
cortisone shot in his spine when he gets back to the States. So
Oh,
no training. He's been eating like a pig. He's been drinking Scottish beer and no running whatsoever. He can
To be
barely
fair,
walk.
I haven't run in over a week, so I'm slacking.
You were on tour. And I'm not concerned about, like, if you end up beating me, that's fine. As long as I beat Steve, that's all
Oh,
that matters.
I don't know what I'm gonna do when I go on tour in September. I'm gonna be fucked.
Yeah. How many weeks?
A week and a half, and then I'm home. But when I'm home, I can run.
Yeah, that's dangerous, though. A week and a half of tour food.
A week and a half of tour with a fast food podcast.
Yep.
I'm fucked.
Yep. So I like my odds. I don't know if anyone's putting money on stuff, but I really like my odds against everybody in the half marathon.
Who could beat you?
No, Brenton's gonna beat me and Steve, I think.
Real runners could beat me.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I ran cross country. I ran long distance and track. I did that growing up.
Yeah, I wonder how much. Yeah, poor Steve. Poor Steve. It's probably like 10 p.m. there right now, isn't it?
Yeah, they're 8 hours ahead.
Gosh. Because
Yeah, I
he
don't know where he
doesn't.
is.
he
8
doesn't-
hours ahead and 25 years behind. Guys.
Jokes.
Oh, I tried that joke on stage about Iowa a couple nights ago.
Which was the Iowa joke, if you want to tell the
Which one?
10 million listeners we have right now.
Oh, how are we 2 hours behind in California, but 10 years ahead of you?
Yeah.
But
I
yeah.
love Iowa.
Yeah, I
I've
do
had
too.
good times
I filmed a
touring
special
there.
there. Yeah,
I've had good times.
it's a great place. I'm doing
Great place to go for 3 days and then leave and not come back for a year.
Yeah, or go there for 22 years and then leave and never return.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, the only way Steve's beating me is if I get hurt or he comes up with some kind of like just steroid growth hormone combination that just makes him superhuman. Like he just gets a shot that numbs him, like does adrenaline right before.
But Brenton, this sounds really serious. I don't even think he can compete.
That's what I said. I was like, if it's unhealthy for you to run this half marathon, please don't.
Yeah.
No, he's got to do it.
I don't want to kill Steve. We
Look,
could do a different one.
Paid.
No, I'm gonna run it
to be in this thing. I'm not gonna run it if he's not gonna run it. I don't want to run it. I'm going to run it if he's running it, but I don't want to fucking run it.
Oh, I'm gonna run it.
13.1 miles is insane.
Do you
It's
think
not that bad.
It's
like 3 hours.
insane.
Yeah, that's insane to me.
Just to do it to have. Oh, let's go.
Have you
fun-
never run one? Didn't you used to run cross country?
Yeah, but that's like 3.5 miles.
And I don't think
Oh,
it's
okay.
healthy. 13 miles.
It's
No,
not
it's
healthy.
definitely not good for you. My hips
No.
hurt so bad halfway through the last one I ran that I had to take 4 ibuprofen in the middle of my run.
Yeah,
You shouldn't have to do that.
I don't want to fucking do that. Not if Steve's not. If Steve's not running, then I'm not fucking doing
We
it.
should make Steve buy us all like massages the day after.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I want.
the loser should buy massages.
Loser buys massages. I'm into that. That's a good
That's a
bet.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if you lose, you might have to pay for it, but you still get a massage.
I mean, Steve also needs to start betting you in things because so far it seems like he's only gambling on things that I don't think he knows he doesn't know he could beat you at it.
Well, if you ask him, a week before the meatball eating contest, he could out-eat me in anything.
Steve is very competitive.
Yeah.
So he'll try to win everything.
Mm-hmm. The whole reason why any of this started to begin with was because he declared he was the best athlete on all things comedy after Brody passed away. And I told him he wasn't even top 10, which he isn't. He clearly isn't.
It's like he has the Kreischer Mickey Mantle gene.
No, he doesn't.
But he
Kreischer
doesn't.
has the Mickey Mantle
Yes.
gene. Steve has it's in his head that he has that gene, but he doesn't. He's good at things. Like, he's a good, I've played softball with him. He's good at softball.
He is.
But he's not like the best.
But there's not like long distance running in softball. It's all
No.
short
Yeah.
bursts, right?
Yeah, exactly. But
It's
he's
gonna
not,
be a good
I'm not
time.
picking him first. I'm not picking him second. I'm not picking him 10th. Like, there are
Yeah.
other guys I'm taking in a lot of different categories before I'd take Rannazzisi.
Yeah.
And if he would call in, he could defend himself, but he would be wrong again.
Well, I mean,
So let me ask,
Yeah.
if you are the first pick, who are you taking?
Saquon.
You're taking Saquon?
Yeah, probably.
You're
Off
taking
the top
him
of my
over-
head.
Over Kamara?
Kamara, I don't think will play enough snaps. You
Now,
take
keep in mind,
Kamara?
it's a PPR. I would take Kamara, and I would consider taking McCaffrey before I would take Saquon, and I would take Zeke before I'd take Saquon.
I might take McCaffrey before Saquon. Might. I wouldn't take Zeke. I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would not. I wouldn't touch Le'Veon Bell with a pull.
No.
That guy. Same with Brown.
Unless I was really late in the round. If
Yeah.
I was 10, 11, 12, and I knew I was coming right back and I had someone else that was sitting there that
Yeah.
I wanted, I would combo them. But, I mean, shit, I would probably take, I'd probably take McCaffrey.
Hey, that's not a bad choice. They really have a good offensive line.
Then they just have a good system.
Yeah.
They
I
have
love
a system
McCaffrey.
that favors him. But so do the Saints. That's why I think I would take Kamara as well. I just don't trust the Giants. I just
You know what worries me
He's
with
gonna
the
get hurt.
Saints?
he's going to get hurt. He's going to get beat up. He's going to get hurt because he's going to be trying to carry the ball 30, 40 times a game.
Yeah, but dude, Saquon is the best runner
I
I've
know.
ever seen.
I know he is.
He's
but
so good.
You can't just look at the individual player. You got to look at the system, and you got to look at what's around him.
You know what bothers me with Giants fans though, that crap on Daniel Jones, and there's a lot of fans that say they shouldn't have taken Saquon. They're like they should have taken Darnold, who
Yeah.
went the next pick. I
Yeah.
think you'd rather
Giant fans-
you would rather have Sam Darnold than who are these people? Saquon Barkley is a Hall of Famer already in my eyes.
You're crazy.
He's so good.
You're crazy.
He is a superstar Barry Sanders kind of runner.
Yeah. But you're crazy. Let him play a few years.
He's
we
the
don't know what's
best
gonna
Big
happen.
Ten.
Barry Sanders was able to last in the league a long time before he decided to retire. So we'll see. I mean, it's a different game now. Players are getting hurt. Running backs don't last 5 years. He could be out of the league in a few.
But they also repair knees so fast, Brenton.
Yeah, but you don't recover. You can get your knee repaired, but now you're a step slower, and and guys hit you quicker. They get to the line faster. I mean, defensive linemen are running 40s that are almost as fast as everyone else. Linebackers
know,
are
it's
as fast as
awesome.
anyone else. It's insane. And they're
It's
not
so cool.
smaller either. They're still massive dudes.
Yeah, it's insane.
So I don't think we're in a different era of football where these guys just aren't going to last long, even the superstars. Other positions will, but these running backs, they're just not going to last long. You're going to have a guy that comes in every couple of years that is just like, holy shit, that's the best running back I've ever seen. And then in 5 years, we're not going to know anything about him. We're not going to hear about him.
Yeah,
He's
but
just
I was reading about like Tom Brady and how there will be players that will probably play into their early 40s if they want to, if they can adopt.
Quarterbacks who don't get hit,
they don't
and
get
go on
touched.
crazy vegan diets.
Yeah. But Adrian Peterson, he ran for
He's-
2,000 yards after like 9 months, 10 months after having knee surgery.
But he's only 33, 34 maybe.
34, I think, yeah.
And he's not going to do that again. And how old
He's
was
a guy
he,
I never
How old
doubt.
was he when he ran the 2,000 yards? How old was he that season?
What was it, in the last 5 years?
Well, then that would put him at 28, 29.
Yeah.
So he's still 28, 29. He had that insane year. And then what did he do after that? So these running backs just are not going to last. You're never going to see a 42-year-old running back that's
So you're
leading
saying
the team
Zeke,
to
get
a
your
Super
money
Bowl.
now?
Yeah, they have to.
Zeke is the second best running back I've ever seen in the Big Ten, but Saquon's the best.
I agree, but they're not going to be around in 10 years. You're not going to see either one of them playing in 10 years.
You don't think?
No, absolutely not.
I'll
Running
bet you
backs
right now.
don't last. Yeah.
I'll bet you Saquon.
A 10-year bet.
Can
This
I?
bet's going to last longer than the podcast.
Yes.
There's no way.
Yes.
They will both be out of the league by...
Now it's both of them, though?
No. It can be... Which one do
I
you
want
want?
Saquon.
Okay, Saquon?
Yeah.
He will be out of the league by 2029. There's no way.
I'm debating if I should take Zeke.
Take both of them. It doesn't matter.
Dude, Cowboys training camp
Neither
was so,
one of them.
Have you ever heard about going, though? It's literally people go and watch the team practice. It's awesome. It's so stupid,
Yeah,
but like...
no interest in that. But I saw Guy Fieri was at the Raiders camp.
Yeah. Oh, they had all sorts of celebrities on Hard Knocks. Poor Guy Fieri. And he's talking about like wanting to cook for him and
I'll
stuff.
come cook for you guys.
Who wouldn't take him
I don't
up
wanna
on
get
that?
fat. Players that don't want to get overweight because they're getting yelled at that they're overweight.
That's so funny. The first thing they do when they come to training camp is they weigh themselves. You know that, right? And for every pound they're over, they get fined.
Yeah. This is big business. You can't show up fat. You got to show up ready to perform.
Yeah, but, fat has more muscle than whatever the saying is.
Yeah, but
I think the saying is that muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah. How do you account for that? You get fined for being ripped? The other thing, the Cowboys, they practice kneeling on both knees.
Wait, what?
Like when they're stretching. I know they're probably stretching their hamstrings or whatever, but it looks like they're kneeling for the anthem and then switching. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you. Yeah, they're doing hip flexors.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that is? I just
Yeah.
call that kneeling for the
No,
troops.
the hip flexors. It's good for your hips.
Okay.
So that's an important stretch. You should do that anytime you're going to do any kind of strenuous activity.
God.
Emma, make sure you stretch your hips before we run.
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of little hip stretches that I do when I run now.
There you go.
I actually read an article on the internet, though, that stretching's bad for you.
That I think that's a
Well,
lie.
here's what I like about the internet. It's always 100% accurate.
Damn
facts.
right. Yep.
They
Yes.
never lie.
There's
if
no
it
lies
says it
on
on
the
the internet,
internet.
it's true.
Yep.
And I hope that you put up that little thing to tell Instagram not to take your photos because
Is that true? They're taking them all?
someone put out another one of those hoax things where everyone was reposting it going, Instagram, you do not have the rights to my photos and you can't use them against me in a court of law, which first of all, why is Instagram taking you to court? And second of all,
Good point.
you're putting photos on the internet.
If your account
Yeah.
is not
Your
private,
privacy is done.
if
Yeah,
your account
those are
is
my
not private,
photos
those
now.
are now
Fucking
public
moron.
photos. Anybody can take them. That's how it works.
Yeah. It's the internet. Once it goes on the internet, it's out there forever.
It
Like,
was almost embarrassing how many people I saw post that, though. I was
Everybody
like, oh my
was.
God, how dumb are you people?
And a couple of them are like the ones that always put naked stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're scared it's going to get out, even though it's already super public.
Yeah, it's like how many times does somebody tweet something that goes viral because people take it out of context or it was just a horrible thing, so they go and delete it, and it's like it's not gone. Everybody's already taken a screenshot of it and they've put it out other places, and articles have written, pieces getting the guy fired or whatever. Like once you put something out there, it's just there and anyone can take it.
Yeah.
You can't just put up another post that says you can't take these and people are going to abide by that. You're fucking stupid. Stay off Instagram if you don't want people to see your pictures.
Did you end up doing the Old Face app?
I did not, because I heard it was like a Russian. It was developed by like a
Yeah, they just
Russian
stole
app
everybody's
company.
likeness.
Yeah,
Which Apple is also doing with Face ID. So
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, I was reading that Bernie's really against facial recognition software. Does anyone know anything about this? You know what I'm talking about? He went out yesterday and said that if he's president, he will ban facial recognition software. Like my phone unlocks because it knows my face.
Yet another reason
Which
why
means-
I don't have an iPhone.
wait, so if he banned facial recognition software, iPhones wouldn't be able to do that anymore?
I don't know. They'd find a loophole. I think there is a loophole, but you know what I mean? Like apparently it's something dangerous in the future that some people are paranoid about. Like the Face app, I did it. The Russians can have my pictures. Who cares? You know who should be? There's actual old people out there that should be offended with that.
Yeah.
What happens if you put an old person's face into the Face app? They
It's
just
a
get
coffin.
older? It's a coffin.
Yeah, it just like the skin starts to melt. They look like the people at the end of Indiana Jones.
But
Yeah,
yeah, there
I
is
mean-
no privacy. We rent everything.
I mean, like
Exactly.
all of those Instagram filters and like Snapchat filters and like stories that put weird shit on your face, like glasses and stuff, that's all scanning your face and saving it in a database somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So they all have your likeness already. You're on security cameras. They're going to find you if they want to find you.
Yeah, and like Snapchat, like, oh, the photo disappears after 10 seconds.
No,
it
it
goes to a
doesn't.
database in
Yeah.
Silicon Valley, wherever Snapchat is, and they have everything you've ever snapped there. Literally everything.
So many nudes.
Yeah.
But is Instagram actually doing that, or is that just people? One person started it, now
I
others
think
are paranoid.
it was just another, scam. It's happened a few times before. It's just
Oh,
someone
that
puts it up
post
to be
thing?
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just someone put it up and it went viral and it got a lot of people's attention and people panicked, so they posted it.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, who owns Instagram? Facebook. What did Zuckerberg say 7 to 10 years ago when he was at that conference? He said the age of privacy is dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nothing's private, nothing's sacred. If you don't want people to see the picture, don't take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking it really would be nice to live in the middle of nowhere. Like if you're going to live off the grid, really live off the grid.
Mm-hmm.
Because I try to get the government out of my life, and I live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the only way to truly go off the grid is to like move to a commune or a farm somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
No,
that's
the only
pretty
way to
much
get
it.
off the grid is to literally get off the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I've been off the grid the last couple months. It's I don't think Instagram's healthy for people.
No, it's
It isn't.
definitely not. No, if you cut it out for even just a couple of days or a week, you noticeably feel better.
I feel
Yeah.
way better when I don't have to be on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put all of my social media apps have time limits on my phone. So if I hit my time limit, it locks for the rest of the day.
Well,
Have
I
you
don't-
seen
I don't have that luxury, but
I know you use it a lot more for work, so that's different.
I also have friends that are posting their fancy drafts on Instagram. Have you seen that?
yeah.
It's not like
I'm
giving
guilty
away your
of doing
secrets.
You've posted your fancy drafts
Yeah,
on Instagram?
the recap, like here's my team. I've done that.
Like before the season starts?
Yeah. Why
When?
not?
I don't remember you doing that.
Last
and
year.
I think I drafted your team last year.
Well, you drafted for the other league I got to draft it.
Okay.
And that was bullshit that you got to draft my team last year.
Didn't you do pretty good?
Yeah, but I didn't finish the season with half of what you drafted me.
Let's dig up the old team.
I
and
actually could pull it up if you want to fill dead air.
I think it's pretty. I think the viewer will agree. Your team was halfway decent.
It was halfway decent, yeah, but it's not like okay. It wasn't as bad as was it Merv that drafted for somebody?
Yeah, Merv
in our
drafted for
Comedy Store
Rob,
league,
and
yeah.
now Rob is drafting for Merv
and,
this
and
year.
Rob literally wrote out like, "This is the strategy that I want. Here are the players that I want you to take if they're available," and he did none of that.
Yeah.
Steve just texted me. He can't Skype. What's the number? He's gonna call in.
323
323
282
282
7424.
7424. So Steve's going to join us in a second while I pull up last year's fantasy team.
I think your first pick was Kamara.
Yeah, and that was a great pick. I would have taken that again. I would take him this year if he's available. Let's see. How do I check?
But yeah, I'm taking Saquon 1, McCaffrey 2, Kamara 3. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be overdrafted.
For sure.
You think so too?
Yeah, I'm sitting on picking a quarterback up
Yeah.
until way later. There's so many good quarterbacks this year. Like you said, Josh Allen finished.
He was number one because he had like 536 rushing yards in like a 5 or 6 week
So
span.
you're going to
6
find a
weeks.
lot of value. You're going to find a lot of value from guys like Kirk Cousins. I think Jameis Winston will throw interceptions, but he'll also throw for 300 yards and a few touchdowns every game.
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Actually, I take that back. He was the leading rusher in the NFL from like weeks 11 to 16.
Yeah.
Was Josh Allen.
So there's so much value in the. Now, how do I pull up? I want to look at last year's.
I know I didn't mess up your first 3 round picks.
No, but then when it gets down to you don't win a championship in the first 3
No,
rounds.
you
You win a
don't.
championship on
That's
the
the
waiver
best
wire
part.
in the bottom 5 rounds.
Yeah.
How do
It's
I
also-
check? How do I check 2018? I know there's a way to do it. Can you call him?
I can't because that costs us money.
Oh,
I mean, I could try and see if it goes through. I don't have his number though. You gotta text it to me.
okay. I will.
Wait, does
text
he
him.
have a U.S. number or is?
Yeah, his U.S. number.
Yeah, I don't think I have it.
Okay, hang on.
Is it cheaper if you contact them through Messenger?
Oh yeah, you could also call from your phone and plug it into the table. If he can't, we don't have to do it on Skype. We can just do it from a phone too.
Oh, okay. Then let's try right now.
Oh, I do have his number. I lied.
You have his name spelled right. I never get it right.
Yo,
Hey, Steve. You're on What's the Odds with
Can you
Brenton
hear me?
Biddlecombe. I can hear you. Welcome to my show.
no, this is not your show. This
We-
is my
we
show.
changed-
And remember that.
We changed the theme song.
No, you did not change
we
the theme song. I
changed
would have been
the-
notified that you changed the theme song.
We changed the
I
theme
knew
song.
it. Just like the
Brand
just
new
like-
theme song, and people like it. Everyone's calling in and they're saying it's better. We like it more. It's got a better beat.
They're not saying it's better, Brenton.
More things
they're
rhyme
not
with
saying it's
B's
better because-
than S's.
It's actually
Steve.
What's the Odds with Emma.
And look who's chiming in too. Oh, look at you. Look, when the cat's away, the mice shall play. I understand. This is like when the British try to come over and take over America, and America was like, "No, we're not having it." You know what? I'm like America. I'm not having it. I'm not going to have you guys take over my show. I'm going to come back to my land. I'm going to fight for my show, and I'm going to take it back to its rightful owner, me.
Well, are you going to be able to sit for 15 minutes? That's the
No,
question.
bad. It's bad, dude. I went to the hospital. I went to the Scotland hospital, dude.
You went to a Scot-
Or as they call it
Oh,
here,
Steve,
the
it's
infirmary.
fucking bad.
Are all the doctors wearing kilts?
You know what? That would have been great, dude. By the way, I did buy a kilt because, as it turns out, my wife has a tremendous Outlander fetish, and I looked in the kilt. I got a good butt and nice legs, so it worked.
Wait,
I don't
what?
know.
Yeah,
Like,
how
my wife
short?
never
How
put an
short is
outfit
your
on
kilt
for
that
me,
your butt
but
is
our
featured?
last night together here, I had to wear a kilt. So I don't know what that says about us. But anyway, I did go to the hospital, the infirmary as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
It was in tremendous amounts of pain, and the guy looked at me and he's like, "Yeah, there's really nothing I can do for you."
God.
It's like
So
I would need
helpful.
MRIs and all this stuff, and we're not going to pay for that. So here's some codeine
Nice.
and some ibuprofen, and have at it.
Mhm.
So you're just over there sipping lean
Yeah.
and having a good time.
What happened? I can't hear you.
So I said you're just over there sipping codeine, having a good time.
No, they don't give. They gave me like a pill, one pill of codeine. Like I have to like crack it off every day and like take a
Oh.
little niblet. Because now I'm thinking, and I knew it. I knew going into it. I'm like, they're going to look at me like the filthy American who's just here for drugs and pills, and
Yes,
that's not
sir.
what I'm here for. I can barely walk. I'm walking around like I have a shit in my pants at all times. People laugh at me like Quasimodo when I walk around now. But don't I don't want you guys to think that this is an excuse, okay? Oh, another ambulance? Just die already. Hold on.
Is it for you?
Yeah, they come in to help fix your shitty pants.
Yeah, they always with these fucking. Come on, man. All right.
They have ambulances
Anyway.
just like us?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Just
Well,
like
no,
us.
that's not. Do they have what? I missed that.
I'm shocked. I just didn't know they have ambulances in Scotland. They're
No,
just
they got
like us,
ambulances.
Steve.
Yeah. I took an Uber to the hospital, so I didn't get to go in an ambulance. But
Steve,
yeah,
I wanted to talk to you about
I will
something.
Come home. What'd you say?
Well, finish. Go ahead and finish.
Well, I'm coming back. I'm seeing a doctor at USC. He's a neurosurgeon. He's going to get me right. And then, before you know it, train, September and October. Bingo, bango, break the world record, November 2nd, Joshua Tree. Done. Now, tell me whatever foolishness you want to discuss.
No, I wanted to talk about, did you see Baker Mayfield's comments on your quarterback?
I absolutely did. Now, I don't know when he said that. Did they find out when he said that? Was it recently or was it the day he got drafted?
I think it was
'Cause if it's
recently.
the day he got
That was
drafted,
like yesterday.
Yeah, it was recently. They just did a write-up on him. Whatever magazine or newspaper it was did a big...
From what I read today, I saw the quote on Barstool. I couldn't tell when it was from. I couldn't tell if it was from.
I think it's recent.
Someone caught him on tape the day of the draft, or was it an interview?
No,
Then
I think
today
it was.
also
I think
read
it was
that-
quite recent.
Yeah, he had done an interview, and he said he's been taken out of context. He said he also said he wouldn't have picked himself #1 overall, and blah 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 blah. But what he did say, and if you cut it up, he doesn't. I don't think he thinks that Daniel Jones was a good pick, and I think that
You would agree with him, would you? Not?
Yeah. I mean, again, he's saying the stuff that I would say too. Most football players wouldn't say that. They would say how they play. I respect him, dude. Look, the guy's got a lot of talent. He's got a big mouth. He's backing it up right now. I want to see what happens when Baker Mayfield goes through a little bit of adversity.
I love what you're saying.
And I know he's been through adversity where it's like, I'm smaller than a normal quarterback. I got to come in and fight for my position and this and that. I'm talking about 3 games in a row, maybe one of them, 3 losses in a row. He probably blows one of them, and maybe Odell Beckham's not getting the ball as much as he should, and he starts chirping a little bit. And then, so-and-so chirps back, and Baker Mayfield chirps back. So that's when I want to see what this guy's made of. But whatever he said about Daniel Jones, again, I felt the same way. You know how I felt.
Yeah.
And I said also, I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that he makes me look like an idiot. So far, he has. I've watched 2 highlights of 2 preseason games, and the guy is sharp. And what he's doing, maybe he's just pushing Eli, because you know who else? Eli looks fucking sharp, dude.
Yeah,
Eli looks
he
like
had
old Eli.
Yeah, he had what was he, 4 for 4 with a touchdown
He
the other
was.
day?
He was.
Yeah, he looks like old Eli. Now, I don't know. The quote that was more interesting to me was that Mara said that he hopes that Daniel Jones doesn't have to play a game the entire season, which of course he's going to say, which would mean that, Eli's playing great, they're winning games, and, they're probably going to go to the playoffs. So, yeah, if that's a situation, I wouldn't want Daniel Jones playing either, but I don't think that's going to be the reality of the situation.
Do you really
we'll see him play
think,
this year.
even in your wildest dreams, the Giants are a playoff contender this year?
No, they're not. No, I think that in my wildest dreams, they go 8-8.
Yeah.
In my wildest dreams.
Question.
In my wildest dreams, they go 8-8. I had wild dreams last year.
Mm-hmm.
I had wilder dreams, and I had playoff dreams last year.
Your team
now,
your team's won 2 Super
cautiously
Bowls as
optimistic.
Wild cards. Giants
that's
fans
fine.
can't.
8-8's not going to get the wild card.
No.
God,
8-8.
Not
I don't
this
think
year.
8-8's gotten a wild card since the fucking 90s.
I think 7 and
So I
9
don't
got the
But
Seahawks a
they
wild
won
card,
the
right?
division, though.
Oh, that's right.
There was a team
Yeah,
that
that's
was,
about division, dude.
Yeah.
And look, you know what? The division
And
is the division.
8-8's
If
not winning the
Ezekiel
division,
Elliott
not
doesn't
that
show up
division.
to play. If
He's
Ezekiel
showing up.
Elliott
Steve,
and
he's showing
and
up.
They don't
He's going
come
to get
play.
paid. He's showing up.
Who do you think shows up first, Melvin
Well,
Gordon or Zeke Elliott?
Zeke shows up before Gordon.
I'm telling you right now.
Gordon might
listen
sit
to me,
out a while.
Brenton, listen to me right now. Ezekiel Elliott is not going to play the first game of the year. Mark my words. You want to bet on that? What's the odds he's not playing the first game of the year?
I'll take that.
Guaranteed.
Bet. I will take that bet.
And if he really okay,
I will take that
let's
bet,
figure out some odds because I'm 100% sure he's not playing.
Do you
I think they're going to pay him. Jerry Jones is going to pay him. At the end of the day, Jerry Jones is like, I want to win.
Well.
Yeah, he's running well, but he's not running elite. Zeke is an elite running back.
But Jerry Jones throws a shot across the bow this week saying that, Ezekiel who? Which, by the way, he heard that. His agent heard that, and it's fine. That's Jerry Jones playing head games. But
yeah.
I'll tell you, after Le'Veon Bell, with me being Ezekiel Elliott's age, I'd sit out too for a year, dude. Sit out, get ready to play, and then go get your fucking money. Because they'll pay it to you. And they're a much worse team without Ezekiel Elliott.
Yes,
they may not think it now, but they are a much worse team without Ezekiel Elliott. And he knows that, and they know that. They're all just playing chicken. But my bet right now is, I'm telling you, he's not playing week 1.
He will.
And I would almost,
Absolutely,
I would love
he will.
to just have a little, if I wasn't so tired right now walking home to my flat, I would say to you, I don't think he's going to play the first 4 fucking weeks,
No, come on.
Dude,
you're out of your mind.
You think, let me tell you something. If you're Ezekiel Elliott, Brenton, if you're Ezekiel Elliott, right, and they lose the first game, what is your motivation to say, all right, I'll come back? Every game they lose makes his bargaining stance much stronger.
But I think
they obviously
Jerry
need him
Jones
more.
is going to cave before that happens. He's just going to pay him. He's just making a scene about it.
He's
They'll
going to have to pay him. But I think Jerry Jones is dumb enough to take a couple L's before that happens. And that's going to happen because that division is wide open for the taking. I mean, I don't know how the Eagles are going to come. Carson
I don't know how wide open it is. But I think the Eagles are going to be the team, and then
I think
the
Redskins
Cowboys.
are the bitch.
By week 4, if Dallas is 1-3, I don't think there's going to be a team that starts up the NFC East 4-0 and just starts wiping the floor with the rest of the NFC.
I don't know.
I don't see it happening. So I don't see the Eagles starting 4-0. I definitely don't see the Cowboys starting 4-0. The Giants sure as fucking starting 4-0, and Washington's going to be Washington. I don't know, maybe 2-2. But think about it: if you're 1-3 in Dallas and you haven't had Ezekiel Elliott the whole season, and every other team is 2-2 or 1-3 or 0-4, now you got to sign him because it's like, all right, obviously we need him, but this division is still up for grabs.
Well, as Linklater just pointed out to us on Facebook, our friend Michael Linklater. He said the Cowboys' first 3 games are the Giants, the Redskins, and the Dolphins. So
yeah,
I don't think they're going to start with a losing record. They're probably going to start 3-0 with or without
I'll tell
Zeke.
you right now. If the Giants have all their guys and the Cowboys do not have Ezekiel Elliott, the Giants will beat the Cowboys week 1.
No.
You want to make a bet?
I will make a bet on that as well.
Too.
We'll bet on that too.
Great.
Come on, man.
Even though the game's in Dallas. I'm telling you right now, they play well in Dallas all the time. They've blown games in Dallas, but they play well in Dallas. And without Ezekiel Elliott the first week, they will beat Dallas in Dallas.
You're just losing bets.
No, dude, I'm telling you what you should be thinking about.
What is in the Scottish medicine that's making you say these things?
It's so late here too. I just saw. There's a great comedian here. He's like the number 3 comedian in all of England. His name's Reginald Watkins. No, is it Reggie? No, it's not Reggie Watkins. Reginald. I just have his ticket in my pocket. But he's from he's from where's he from? Georgia.
He's
like
from
older black guy from Georgia. Yeah,
Georgia, the country, or Georgia, the state?
The state. He's humongous. He moved here 21 years ago.
Wow. And
just became huge over here. Huge. He's doing a fucking 500-seat theater every single night, 30 shows. And it's sold out.
That's great.
Could you imagine doing the main room every night for fucking selling it out every night for 30 days in a row? By yourself?
I couldn't sell it out if you gave me a year on my own for one show.
Crazy.
Giving away
He's a super
tickets.
nice guy, too. I talked to him. But yeah, look, back to football. I'm telling you, I think that these holdouts, and like I said last week, their positionings only get stronger, and they feel like they're taking power back. And so I truly believe Ezekiel. And I think Melvin Gordon is the same situation, probably even worse because they're far apart.
No, Melvin Gordon's not coming back. Melvin Gordon could be a guy that sits out this year. I could see him not.
But
playing.
I don't think you're.
But Zeke will be back week 1.
Elliott, they pay him what he wants. He's not going to come.
He's coming.
He's not going to show up.
He's coming back.
He's not caving. he may come back, but he will get what he wants. He's not coming back for less than that.
Zeke's going to
because
play
his
week
entire
one,
bargaining position is
and
strong.
he's going to run for over 150 yards on the Giants. That's going to happen.
All right. I can't wait to prove you wrong. Listen, we got all our fantasy situations set up, correct?
The league is set
I got
up.
an email.
I got to send a notification out to the people that are going to be in the league outside of the group of people here. But yeah, we're going to do the draft. It's going to be Wednesday, I believe that's September 4th, and we're going to do it live. So anyone that we do send out an invite to be in the league, if you can't do it, you need to let us know, because if you're not like typing in on Facebook Live who you're taking, then we're just going to auto pick kickers for you.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm on tour for that.
Kickers.
I can't do that.
Oh, you're on
Damn,
tour for
dude,
that?
that's
Yeah.
Well, Dorfman's going to be here, and you're.
Oh yeah, maybe I can get Dorfman to do
Yeah,
it.
Dorfman's going to do it for you. So you'll have a team, Emma. But yeah, we're going to auto draft.
good, okay.
We're going to auto draft you a piece of shit team if you're not here live, because fuck you.
And you'll probably win.
All right.
Yeah, you'll probably win.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm starting to I watched the second Hard Knocks yesterday. I'm like a week behind.
What do you think of it?
But yeah, dude, I love John Gruden, bro. I'll tell you what, I like John Gruden, man. I think he's a good coach, man. First of all, I liked him when he did the quarterback thing on ESPN. He's a good motivator. He stays with his guys. He's got a lot of shit to deal with with that Antonio Brown stuff. But, he's on him, but he doesn't treat him like pieces of shit. He calls him men, and I like the whole knock on the table thing. I mean, he's not a wild cannon. That's what he try. I think he's a good coach, a good motivator. We'll see what happens on the field.
Question though,
Derek Carr looks good though.
Who? Oh, Derek
Carr.
Carr. Yeah, I told Brent my favorite part of the series is him yelling at Nathan Peterman.
Yeah, God damn it, Nathan, come on! And then Glennon's neck.
Yeah,
yeah, I love the way he talks to the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
He critiques Carr a little bit, but he's constantly on them about because he knows. I mean, he's like one injury away from having one of these two fucking knuckleheads having to run your shit.
I hope it's
and
Peterman.
you just got to get one of them to the level of which they can do it, functionally. So
also,
yeah, he's hard on them. I love hearing that shit.
It's weird seeing him without the visor on because he has the same haircut now as Mark Davis.
He does, yeah, dude. Mark Davis looks busted, dude.
Yeah.
That dinner that he held.
Oh my god, he looked like a burn
like
victim.
a melted candle with hair.
He's not a burn victim, right? Like, I'm not being offensive.
No, I don't think he is.
So he just looks like that. That's
Yeah.
just his look.
Yeah.
Dude, either if he was, he got a horrible doctor for a billionaire to fix it because he looks like a melted candle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
with
want
hair.
to be a conspiracy theorist, but when you talk about these billionaire lizard people, and then he shows up looking like a lizard, how would a person look?
Yeah, he wants to move his team to the desert.
Yeah, right. I told you. Yeah, and
We're a
Tripoli's
family.
fucking, an Oakland fan, and that's why he covers it up. You never hear Sam shitting on tinfoil hat about Mark Davis being a lizard person, even though he
Exactly.
probably is. Good
Yep.
point, Brenton.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to run. I got to go do a spot at 12, and so I have to head that way. This fucking thing never ends. Both of you,
Yeah, get well,
thank
man.
you for filling in for me.
Yeah.
I will. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to
I don't know
back
what
to
you're
the States.
filling in. I don't know what you're talking about, Steve. But we always appreciate our callers when they do call in. It's so humbling having fans, and you've been one of the good ones. So
I'm not a fan of
we
yours.
appreciate your time.
I'm not a fan of yours.
We appreciate your time, and hope to
I'm
hear
a fan
from
of
you
Hurl's,
soon.
but not yours.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank
I'm
you
a fan
very
of you
much
too.
for having me, and thanks for covering for me on my show. What's the odds with
Emma,
Steve
can we
Rannazzisi
get the
with
theme
song?
song? New theme song playing.
Don't get do not play any theme song that has not been authorized and sanctioned by me. And you know what I'm talking about. There's two of them. Guys, be well. I'll be in New York next Wednesday, so I will Skype with you then. And then I'm live for the week of the draft. So
Yes,
I'll be
sir.
back.
We'll see you then.
All right, fellas.
Later,
be well.
Steve.
Get better.
Bye, Steve.
Bye.
I don't want him to get better. I want to
Taking
win.
bets from across the world, man.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna win either way.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you're gonna be just fine.
Yep.
Emma, have you heard about the chicken sandwich
The Popeyes chicken
Yeah.
sandwich. I haven't tried it yet, but we've been talking about it. We're trying to get it on a Doughboys episode.
It's a thing.
Oh, that's right.
Did you try it?
No, I'm gonna get it tomorrow, and then get Chick-fil-A too.
You're gonna like bang it?
Yep. I'm gonna try the Chick-fil-A sauce on the Popeyes sandwich.
It's actually not a bad idea. Maybe I'll suggest that to Doughboys. We'll do like both sandwiches, like a compare and contrast.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten fries at McDonald's, a sandwich at Burger King, and like a shake at Dairy Queen, and like the same?
I weigh 130 pounds.
Yeah,
I don't.
you've never lived life like that.
No.
On that edge.
Wouldn't it like all be like the fries or the burger or both would be cold by the time you got to the milkshake?
Exactly.
Like you can't eat it all as a meal unless you get it all at the same time.
Not- but-
unless you're in like a food court with all three.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I've never done
It's
that.
doable.
Cold fast food is the worst food on
Oh,
the
it's
planet.
just-
I mean,
it's
fast
vile.
food, when you stop eating it after a while and then you go back to it, it's pretty gross. But just cold fast food, cold fries from McDonald's.
Well, those processed foods like that are actually addictive. That's why people have a hard time stopping eating them, because it's actually addicting
yeah,
because of all the chemicals.
so gross.
Yes, it's
People
real
are
good.
But
for
yeah, I
you.
weigh
weak.
130 pounds. I don't do bang bangs. I don't keep my
He
high
barely does a
school
bang.
weight. Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, 130 pounds.
Mm-hmm. When was the last time you weighed 130 pounds?
Dude, I don't even know when I last weighed 130 pounds.
And I'm
What
a
do they
full-grown
say?
man.
Fat weighs more than muscle? No.
No,
No,
muscle
muscle
weighs more than fat.
I'm kidding.
So if I stopped working out,
That's
I'd
so
lose weight.
true. That's so true. You weigh less than Josh Martin, but you will eat more hot dogs than him. I have no doubt.
Yeah, I'm an athlete.
Why would?
Yeah, Brenton's got that like metabolism.
Yeah.
But I also have that I refuse to lose mentality. I'm a fucking psycho when it comes to that. I'm very
Steve
competitive.
doesn't know that.
He doesn't. He doesn't get it.
He's gonna learn it.
I don't
He's
know if
gonna
he
learn it
will.
again and again and again and again and again. He's gonna lose. Elliot's gonna come back. He's gonna sign his contract.
I actually agree with him. I think there's a chance he doesn't play in Week 1 though, because Jerry Jones's comments.
No. And Dallas will win even if Zeke doesn't come back. Dallas will win that game at home against the Giants. They're just a better team.
Dallas is drafted very well too. They have a lot of young superstars that are getting ready to get paid.
Yep. So I feel confident in the second bet for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know what's going on in Zeke's head. I don't know what his agent's feeding him. I don't know what's going on in Jerry Jones' head. It's just, I'm guessing that out of the two situations right now with him and Melvin Gordon, Zeke is definitely coming back. So I feel confident that he'll come back to play Week 1 since he's staying in shape and he's ready. He's ready to go. Give me my money and I'll get right back on the field and I'll start scoring touchdowns. But to think that the Giants, who have no identity, are going to go into Dallas Week 1 and win
It's
is
going to be hard.
crazy.
I don't agree with Steve on that, but he knows his team better than we do, and he said they play well in Dallas.
Yeah.
Who knows? I could see it. But Eli looking good. I still think Daniel Jones plays by Week 8.
It's all preseason.
It's all preseason.
Doesn't matter. You're not getting the best
But
of
it's all we
everybody,
got.
and you're not facing off against all the number ones.
It's all we
And
got.
they're not season ready. They're
Yeah.
just getting game speed ready and acclimated. And then once we hit Week 1, Eli's going to be just as shaky as he was last year. He's going to have moments because he's a great quarterback, but he's past his prime. He's going to have moments. But for the most part, you're going to see a guy who's trying to scramble because his line isn't holding up, and he's throwing picks, and Dallas is going to rout them. It's going to be a beatdown.
Are you going to give him the line?
Yeah, I'll give him the line. Give him whatever he wants. He's going to lose either way.
Let me guess the line on that game, because I've also heard that the best week to bet is in Week 1 because the lines are all over the place.
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
no one really knows yet.
Yeah, I will say the line on that game, I'm guessing, would be it'd be,
I bet you
It's
it's
in
like
Dallas.
6.5, 7.5.
yeah, I'd say 6.5.
I'll give him the line, but I think Dallas wins by at least 2 touchdowns.
I think the Redskins are the division's bitch. The Giants 8-8 if they're lucky. Philly 10-6, and Dallas I think wins it if and only if Zeke is there.
So if Zeke is not there, you think the Giants are going to win?
I'd say I'd give the Giants. No, I'd give the Giants 8-8. I give them 7-9 if Zeke is there. If Zeke isn't there, I think the Giants will have an extra win. Dallas will have an extra loss.
So you're
You're
so I'm clear, you're making it more
I'm saying
complicated than it needs to be. You're taking the Giants week 1 over Dallas.
if Zeke doesn't play, yeah.
You're all fucking crazy.
Yeah. Who's their offense?
The Giants are plus 7.5 right now,
Plus 7.5?
and that's without Zeke.
I
on
believe
the
in
roster.
Eli Manning magic.
You guys are fucking crazy.
And I love Saquon.
You're both gonna lose.
But I'm not as dumb enough to bet you
Put
on
real
it.
money. Yeah, we'll put real money on this game. I'm gonna be a rich man after week 1. You're nuts.
I just think Zeke is that important, and I don't trust Dallas. I mean, they got Cooper, I guess, but his foot's hurt right now. He hasn't practiced. I don't know who Zeke is their offense. If he's not there, I think Dak gets exposed. But Dak will get paid before Zeke.
Yes. I thought he was already close to.
He kind of is.
Yeah.
I think
So-
they'll probably come with something next week.
Yeah. So once he comes back, then they'll figure out Zeke in the next week or two, and it's all going to be gravy.
I'm hoping for the sake of my review, though, that Zeke doesn't come back, though.
No.
I need him to be holding out. There
No.
so many Zeke jerseys at Cowboys training camp. Half the
I will
half the
still
jerseys
draft
were
him.
him.
I will still draft him if I'm given the opportunity, unless I can take Kamara or Christian McCaffrey ahead of him.
It's so weird drafting teams, though, when players are holding out now. Because you just don't know.
You're going to see more of it year after year with the running backs for sure, because they have those rookie contracts, and the rookie contracts are bullshit, and they're the only position that as they get older, they deteriorate very quickly. So until something changes with those rookie contracts, you're going to see this every year.
But they have, like, the way it was before they had the change that they have now to the rookie contracts, it was terrible. Rookies were getting paid more than veterans who'd played for years.
Who fucking cares?
Jamarcus Russell got...
It's football, okay?
It's awesome.
You pay who you think is going to give you the most production. You don't pay just because somebody's been there longer. Fuck that.
It's crazy, though. Players are going to
Because
hold
this is
out
what
anyway.
happens.
Yeah.
They're going to hold out. The superstars are going to hold out. We're going to lose a year when they're in their prime. Pay them. Pay them from the start, and have a way to get out of it that if they're not producing, you can get out of it, and you're only going to lose the money that you already paid the guy. But fucking pay him, because he's not going to get – he's worth the money right now.
He is.
But he's not going to get that money in 4 years, 5 years. He's not going to be worth that money in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So pay him now. Let him play. I want to see the guy play.
Did you see what the Cavs GM said about LeBron?
I did not.
He said David Griffin, he's the GM of the New Orleans Pelicans now, but he was LeBron's GM when, he came back to Cleveland from Miami. And he said it was so hard building a team around LeBron. These comments came out like 2 weeks ago. They made headlines. He's like, it was so hard building a team around him because he's only signing these 1-2 year deals. And he's like, he also said that, and LeBron really kind of gets all the credit when they do win. And when they don't, they say, hey, he didn't have a strong enough cast around him.
Yeah.
I mean, when he said two things like that, I knew that, like, he was ruffling feathers, but it is true. Like, if you're signing 1-2 year deals, now Zeke could, I mean, he has 2 years left on his rookie deal. Usually players will hold out with 1. 2's pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
I get your point. He is a running back. He's not going to last as long, so he does have to get paid now.
And he's a running back that touches the ball a lot. He's not a guy that they have another guy that they put in and spell him. He is in the whole game. So
That's a
he's
solid point. He is a
hits.
He is a 3-down back.
He is taking hits, and 3-down backs do not last anymore in this league because people are too big, they're too fast, they hit too hard.
You might have changed my mind. I do think they need to pay him now.
They need to pay him.
Just get him paid.
Get the man his money.
And put provisions in there if he gets suspended and does dumb crap.
Yeah, I mean, that's the risk you take with him.
Yeah.
He could do something stupid. I had him a few years ago when he got suspended. After, what was it? They let him play for a bit, and then they
He
were like,
kept
oh,
getting
no, never
appealed.
mind, you're suspended. Right
Yeah.
around playoffs.
And he went to Mexico again, I remember.
Yeah. So
But yeah, all these headaches. Antonio Brown's the same way. I wouldn't take him.
I don't trust Antonio Brown
don't.
unless he fell to a ridiculous spot where you can't say no. I wouldn't take Antonio Brown. I think there's other receivers you could get similar production to.
What position do you think you can hold out on the longest?
Quarterback for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're not counting kicker and defense, quarterback for sure, because there's so many great quarterbacks. You could draft a quarterback in the 8th, 9th, 10th round, and they could end up being a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
So I'm holding out on that. You'll watch guys in our Comedy Store league. You'll watch people in this league. They're going to go crazy and draft way too early Patrick Mahomes. They're going to take Aaron Rodgers. They're going to take these guys way too early in the draft, and then I'm just going to get my Kirk Cousins. I'm going to get my Josh Allens. I'm going to get, Baker Mayfield. And
have you heard about these
compete.
leagues that have 2 quarterbacks that you can start?
yeah,
Those sound kind of fun. I mentioned that to Mervis. He's like, it's terrible.
no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I like having 2 quarterbacks. I like seeing, I want 2 quarterbacks that play in systems that favor the passing game. They aren't run first teams, because that's important too. You got to factor in, does this quarterback play on a run first team or a pass first team? And then I will start the guy based on the defense they're playing and pass games. And you look into that, and it doesn't take a ton of research. It's just a quick look like, okay, the defense is ranked this against the pass, and
That's science.
yeah, I mean, it really is. It's just math, but then it's also guessing and it's getting lucky. But you can get away with having, I mean, how many years have you played against me where I've had the quarterback? Like where I've gone and gotten the guy early on, and then everyone's like, oh, I mean, I think I had the one year I took Peyton Manning when he first went to the Broncos. And I got him in probably the 7th or 8th round, because it was right after the back surgery, and no one thought anything was.
Oh, that's when he went off.
He was getting me 70 points a game.
Yeah.
Like, not exaggerating, 70 points a game. He was a third of my entire team every week.
And crazy people underestimate Peyton Manning.
The guy had broken his back, and he's slow
It's
as
a
shit.
joke.
He's slower than all of our dads.
It's
You watch
crazy.
him run, he's slower than all the dads. He looks like a dad, but he's slower. And he still was just killing it.
Mentally and physically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was killing it. He's the smartest quarterback, I think, ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Linklater's asking if I stream quarterbacks. I do. I don't think you need to necessarily rely on drafting a strong quarterback. Bless you. And, I've streamed quarterbacks and I stream defenses, because it's all matchup based.
You said stream?
Yeah. You just pick them up off the waiver wire and start them when they have favorable matchups.
Right.
And you get just as many points for the most part. I mean, again, it's taking a risk and it's a gamble, but for the most part,
But in real life, it is so unlike that. In real life, if you don't know your
Yeah.
quarterback, you're
Of course,
screwed.
yeah.
That's why
You
I hate
have to
fantasy.
have an
That's
elite
why I hate
quarterback.
fantasy.
Yeah.
I want to try a year not playing fantasy, seeing how my experience as a football fan is better.
No,
because
it's
I
not
know
going to be.
fantasy
I guarantee
football
you
is
it's
the
not gonna be, 'cause
Instagram
you're a Bills
of sports.
fan. But you're a Bills fan. It's not going to be better. You're going to hate it. You go, I need something to distract me from the fact that we're 6-10 again.
Yeah, but the Bills might be good in 4 years, and I'll give it a shot.
We've been saying that for 24 years.
Yeah, but I'm saying it again. Bills 2020. This Josh Allen kid, it all rides on him, and him really only. That's it. It worries me. Zay Jones is their number 1 receiver.
Yeah, exactly.
They have no receivers. But
We suck
how
again.
Josh Allen goes, so goes the Bills in the whole city.
All right. Well, this was fun. I love fantasy football so much, and
It's
I just
almost
want it to be
here.
2 weeks from now. But thank you guys for listening. Thanks, Steve, for calling in. It was good talking to you on What's the Odds with Brenton Biddlecombe, Lucas Hirl, and Emma. This was a fun episode. And, so we're going to send out the invites. We have the league built. Eric Oligny is commissioner. And, it's going to be a good time. So make sure if you get that invite, you have to let us know that you are available. If you're not, then you are not in the fucking league. And that's the way it works. And we'll see you guys next week.
Get well, Steve.
Bye.
How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Rannazzisi.